Clay Travis, Buck Sexton show. Appreciate all of you hanging out with us. We go now down, I think, he may be up north. I'm not sure exactly where he is, but he's going to be probably, almost certainly, in my always humble opinion, the next governor of the great state of Florida. He is Byron Donalds. He joins us now. The last time you came on with us, Congressman, it was to discuss your incredible history as a fantastic Cracker Barrel waiter, which people will well remember. I got to ask you a question. Buck was asking me, I know you're a big sports fan. President Trump is at the Ryder Cup. Can you golf? Are you any good at golf at all? Do you even attempt it? I have an awful golf shot. I love pretty much every sport, but I don't know. Are you paying attention to the Ryder Cup? Have you gotten out on the golf course? How would you assess your game?
I shank and drink transfusions. I enjoy myself, actually. I just don't really count the strokes.
Yeah, well, join the club. So you are with us now. We got a potential shutdown going on in the Congress. We'll get to that, but I wanted to start with this because Buck now lives in Miami. He's potentially going to be your constituent. I've got a place in North Florida. I love it. And the culture of Florida, you're in South Florida. You got into this thing because you looked around and just said, man, we're making a lot of bad decisions. I saw the story about Trump potentially getting his presidential library in Miami. And I thought about you in that context because you, I think, are representative of the transformation that we have seen in the state of Florida over the last decade. For people who don't know, I think maybe sharing your story of how you ended up doing what you're doing and why you want to be the next governor of Florida would be a good jumping off point, using that library as a point of demarcation.
Well, I mean, before 2010, I was a registered Democrat. I started getting interested in politics through the 2008 financial collapse. My career was financial services. That's where my career started. And I had to do research for my company in order to keep one of our investors in the company. Came across Congress, and I was like, what the hell is this mess? These people don't know what they're talking about. They actually sound quite dumb. And I just started paying attention to politics, started reading articles, started reading about books on political philosophy, found out I was actually quite conservative. And so, when I was, in the Tea Party movement locally in Naples, Florida, in the Tea Party movement, and I'm getting ready for the midterm elections, I looked at my voter registration. I was like, why am I still registered like a Democrat? I don't think like one. I'm very conservative, so I switched parties. After that, locally, I got asked to run for office. Did not think that was ever going to be on my personal bingo card of what I was going to do with my life. And so then what I decided to do was, jump in and see what happened. And I was an activist out of my local Tea Party area, worked hard, really just was trying to do the best to represent conservative values as I believe them and as I decided to follow the conservative movement. And then before you know it, I'm in the state house. Then I got elected to Congress, and here we go.
And now you're running for governor in my home state of Florida, Congressman Donalds, which has honestly been on a hot streak. It's been going very well. I've been very pleased with the governance in my state since I moved a few years ago. What are some of the top things that you would want to do if you become governor? I have to ask because I'm curious for me, but we also have a huge Florida audience. 21 million people live in the great state of Florida, so it's a big gig. It's a big job.
Well, first is, when it comes to the cost of living in Florida, insurance, the governor has done some great work, and Governor DeSantis has done a great job as our governor. But we still have more work to do in trying to stabilize our insurance market for Floridians. When it comes to property taxes, our homeowners need reform. That's just the way it is. They need a reform. They need a relief from local property taxes. When it comes to the future of our economy, we're going to be the financial capital of the world in a decade. We're going to bring a lot of manufacturing and defense and aerospace and tech companies and jobs to our state because Cape Canaveral is doing all of the launches. But I'll tell you, the biggest question I get, no matter where I am in Florida, is, are you going to keep us going on the conservative trajectory that we're on? Are we going to continue to be the free state of Florida? And my answer to the people of Florida is a resounding yes. I'm a conservative out of the Tea Party movement. I'm a House Freedom Caucus member. I have one of the most conservative voting records in the country and also in the state of Florida. And whether it's law and order, whether it's backing our police, making sure woke and DEI is not in our schools, indoctrinating our kids, having common sense economic policies that allow people to just, chase their dreams here in Florida. That's what I'm about. That's where the state is going to continue to be. And we're just going to take Florida to a whole nother level.
We're talking to Byron Donalds, next governor of the state of Florida. Byron, you're a dad like both of us are. And I know you knew Charlie Kirk well. Where were you when you heard about the assassination? What was your relationship like with Charlie? And what do you think the legacy of his activism should be as we all go forward?
I was in my office in Washington. I was actually in the middle of a meeting. My comms director called me out, which he almost never does. So I was like, uh-oh, what's happening? And, he showed me the video. And honestly, I just doubled over. I doubled over. It was painful to watch. And, you try to do your best to kind of stay on track and take care of your business. And then the news started coming across that Charlie had died from that assassin's bullet. He was special, man. He's one of one. I know we were planning on doing like campus tours throughout Florida over the next year, something that we had conversations about. His team and my team were trying to work through that. But on a broader level, Charlie Kirk, he has changed the political fabric in this country for conservatism, and he did it facing his dream of bringing young people into the political debate of what conservative policy actually is, what Western civilization is, how great that is, and why Judeo-Christian values are the value set that allow people to thrive and be successful. And I don't think we would be in the position we are right now, not just the Republican Party, but the conservative movement without Charlie Kirk. Like, he's going to be missed, and he's not going to be replaced.
Speaking of Congressman Donalds out of Florida, and Congressman, I did want to get you to weigh in on this if I could. We tend to take a somewhat cynical view, I think, of shutdown negotiations. Can you just give us some insight onto this whole situation? If there's anything that's important that's at issue as you see it, what is it, and where is all this going?
The way I look at it, Chuck Schumer doesn't want to look like he's being bullied. I'm just telling you straight. When Chuck Schumer worked with President Trump to keep the government open, he took a lot of grief from the radicals in his party. And, I think if the government shuts down, it's because he is going to bend the knee to the radicals in the Democrat Party. I mean, look, Donald Trump has delivered on the agenda that he promised the American people. The Democrats were soundly rejected last November. Elections do have consequences. And so if Chuck Schumer wants to shut down the government and have a Schumer shutdown, it's simply because he wants the radical left policies that the American people rejected to be funded by Donald Trump and executed by Donald Trump. And that's not going to happen. Period. Everybody knows it.
We're talking to Byron Donalds. You're a big sports fan.
Yeah.
You're running for governor of Florida. Next week, I know it's a week out, Miami is traveling to Florida State. Your Seminoles have bounced back after a disastrous game. And I got to tell you, I think the last time we had you on, I was telling you, I went to the Alabama-Florida State game. People were phenomenal. So great. The stadium's been renovated. It looks spectacular. What is going to happen when those two great Florida college dynasties historically go head-to-head next Saturday?
The Noles. You already know what's going to happen. Florida State. I was actually asked in a room in Miami, and I said, I'm taking the Noles plus 5.5. I said, that's my own personal line. I have no idea what Vegas has the line at, but I got the Noles. I got the Noles by 5.5. That's what I got.
Your boys play tonight.
Clay has hit three parlays in a row, or what do you call this?
We've done very well with Prize Picks. I've hit 3 different picks in the first 4 weeks. These are Thursday NFL. I'm on fire. I would have been happy for that for the full season. In fact, by the way, Congressman, your team is playing tonight in Charlottesville. I don't know what part of the country you're in right now, but FSU is on the road.
I'm in Tampa right now.
So do you plan events around so you can try to be able to watch games? I mean, I hear from different guys that they try to do that. I'm curious if you look at the schedule and you're like, hey, maybe we can do that in the morning. Maybe we can do that in the evening. Do you try to build around a little bit so you can keep an eye on games?
Nah, you just stay focused, man. The schedule is set. We run the gauntlet and do what we need to do. I love my Noles. I love sports in general, but not in this time period. Running for governor is an all hands on deck situation. So I'll either catch the highlights or, if I'm really blessed, what'll happen is, and this is what happened with the Alabama-Florida State game. I was keynoting a dinner on the other side of the state, and they had a pretty decent program. It was pretty long. So, I pulled up, the game on my phone, and I sat there at the head table and was watching the game while I was talking to people. It was actually a lot of fun.
Good luck tonight, and good luck next week to the Seminoles. And we'll talk to you again soon, but keep up the good work on the campaign as well.
All right. Take it easy, guys. Thanks.
That's Byron Donalds, next governor of the state of Florida, I believe. We'll see what happens. And Buck just gave me a nice tease there because 3 out of the last 4 weeks, the NFL season, 4 weeks. We had the game last night. The Seahawks kicked a field goal to win to start off the weekend of activities in the NFL, and we won. We have won 3 of the last 4 weeks. Every Thursday on the show, we're going to have some fun. We can play along together. I'm going to give you a pick with Prize Picks. It was a great week for Prize Picks. American-founded company. In fact, I'm going to see the founder tonight in Athens. Adam, just a University of Georgia grad, founded Prize Picks. Guys, they just sold for $4.15 billion. This company is only a few years old, only an America success story, just a Georgia Bulldog grad. Adam and his team have had tremendous success, and they have built a great American brand for all of you just be able to have a little bit more fun in sports. That's what Prize Picks does. Every Thursday on the program, I will give you a pick. We have hit on 3 out of 4. I would have been happy hitting on 3 all season long, to be fair, but it just makes things a little bit more fun. You can play $5, and when you do, you get $50 deposited in your account. All you have to do is use my name, Clay. That's C-L-A-Y, and we will give you the pick on Thursday. Everybody can play along. Just a little bit more fun if you are a big football fan like I am and like many of the viewers and listeners out there are. Go to prizepicks.com. You can play in California. You can play in Texas. You can play in Florida. You can play in Georgia, where I'm about to be a little bit later this evening. prizepicks.com, code Clay. That is prizepicks.com, code Clay.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And be sure to hit that like button.